Dom's premiere. Like I don't even care what the title is anymore. This is awesome. We should just rock paper scissors.
Next up, we got coming soon. So what do we got first on coming soon?
Bam,
Cowboy Bebop. I have heard polarizing things about this. I have heard that it's cool. I have heard that it sucks. And let me tell you what, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck the haters.
I'll be watching the shit out of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm a big.
So for those of you who don't know, Cowboy Bebop covers a ragtag crew of bounty hunters chase down the galaxy's most dangerous criminals. They'll save the world for the right price. This is based on an anime that holds a dear place in most of our hearts because it was on when we were kids on Toonami.
Yep.
Yeah.
A few members of the cast, we have John Cho of Harold and Kumar and the Exorcist TV show as Spike, Alex Hassel as Vicious, Daniela Pineda as Faye Valentine, Elena Satine as Julia, and Mustafa Shakir as Jet Black.
Nice.
Pronunciations are hard, man. I'm telling you.
I was originally a skeptic, but after the trailer I saw of them, they are doing something that is impossible to please. It's impossible to please this type of fan, and so they're trying something that honestly can be compared to Scott Pilgrim, I think, is the criticism.
That's what, that it looks very much like Scott Pilgrim.
Honestly, like, I want style. I want somebody's style.
Yeah.
Somebody's take. If they just did it without style, or if they tried to copy it, there's no way you can copy the vibe and feel of the original anime. It's impossible.
Of course.
It's transformative. You're doing a live action take. So as long as there is style, I'm on board. I'll treat the two separately. Like, I can enjoy Cowboy Bebop the anime, and this live one can exist so long as they're trying. And I think they are. I totally think they are.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing. Like, you have the purists that'll come in and be like, "It's nothing like the anime," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not looking for the fucking anime. If I'm looking for the anime, I'll watch the anime."
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this show lends itself to being live action. It's not like Naruto, where it's a bunch of ninjas doing a bunch of crazy shit, or they're doing a live action remake of One Piece, and I'm like,
how's that gonna work?
That's gonna be
there's also like 1,000 episodes of One Piece, like, so I'm excited for this. This comes out tomorrow, so if you're listening to the podcast, this will be out by the time that you listen to it.
Big hype.
So this is awesome.
That's actually like a big thing about this episode is a lot of our stuff is coming out either like tomorrow or the next couple of days, like right before Thanksgiving. So like if you're going
not as soon as coming can.
Yeah, I mean, we're up against it. I think we're less than 4 hours away from the premiere here. So like, but the biggest thing also, this great housekeeping note, one, we're not going to do an episode next week. Our episode happens to always fall on Thursday. I'm going to, I think we should all enjoy, that time. We decided that this Thursday was going to be a time to eat, fall asleep, watch sports, or whatever you do on Thanksgiving. Be thankful for whatever. But let's just enjoy it together, because you know what? Regardless of whatever holiday you celebrate during the winter solstice season, we're going to be online watching that, because if you're Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever, even the New Year doesn't quite fall on a Thursday, and if it goes several days, we're just going to fudge it a little bit. So I'm excited about what's coming up next month as well. Lots of especially around Christmas, there's always big releases. Even
Hawkeye comes out next week. I can't fucking wait,
dog. Dude. You want to talk about a family affair? My last name starts with the four letters of Hawkeye. My dad flew in Hawkeye planes. We're going to be watching some Hawkeye. It's going to be great.
There you go.
But I digress. That's not on this episode. That's for next time. I apologize. Back to your host.
Coming threes.
Double Powerade Dom.
Hey, Double Powerade. This episode brought to you by Strawberry Lemonade Powerade.
Hashtag no sponsor.
Get your electrolytes. Hashtag it's not a sponsor. Drink whatever you want. I'm not getting paid by them.
That's right. Yet.
All right, next up. What do we got next? All right.
You see the trailer?
I don't know shit about the Wheel of Time, so we're talking about this is the Wheel of Time. I don't know shit about the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I'll read it off if you want. There you go. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
The Wheel of Time follows Moiraine, a member of the Aes Sedai. These are like Dune names. Yeah, a powerful organization of women who can use magic. She takes a group of 5 young people on a journey around the world, believing one of them might be the reincarnation of the dragon, a powerful individual prophesies to either save the world or destroy it.
Dude, the trailer for this looks legit. The only
It looks
thing
so good.
the only thing I think that kind of caught me was like there was one bit in the trailer where like the CGI was a little bit, but I'm really kind of pumped about it. They already, if they put that much time into the trailer, which everybody should, it kind of gives me like a better Game of Thrones feeling, only because that last season.
I love the marketing behind this has been this isn't the next Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones wouldn't exist if it weren't for Wheel of Time.
Yes.
True. It's like which came first? Well, Wheel of Time came first, but people won't know that.
There's like 30 of these books too.
Yeah.
So I talked about earlier about.
So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to make a shitty
Time,
joke. I didn't want to do it in the middle of your actually thoughtful analysis.
Let's both go immediately at the same time. No, the Wheel of Time series was once one author, and correct me if I'm wrong, the son of that author picked it back up, or am I thinking of Time Machine? I think the Wheel of Time was like something my dad was into.
No, I think you're right. I think the author died, and then the son picked it up.
Yeah,
for like the last 4 books.
I'd have to assume so. So the original author, Robert Jordan. So I talked about crappy names: Robert, Bobby, Kotick, Robert Jordan. I'm glad he went with Robert Jordan instead of Bobby Jordan, so his initials wouldn't have been BJ. But that was my joke, and that's why it was worth.
His publisher was like, "Listen, we got to have a talk. We gotta change your name to Robert." Why?
The only reason I knew it was actually like somewhat kind of punny was because I was literally trying to find this great little like wallpaper. If you're watching live right now, you could see was because every time I tried to find a good photo with the size of our display, I kept seeing these like older, almost like watercolor painted kind of book covers, and I was like, dude, like, when am I going to start seeing like something kind of new? And I was like, oh, this is definitely an older series, so that just shows the longevity of it. And then on top of that, sounding like his kid picked it up. That's huge. I'm really excited about what's coming up.
It's crazy to see a lot of that happening. Like as an example, where you see so many inspiration and then reboots that you forget the one thing that started things. Like Dune, for example, heavily influenced Star Wars, like Sandy Planet, all of the sci-fi elements, the geopolitical stuff. George Lucas saw Dune or read Dune and was like, I'm taking a little bit of that. But people see Dune and say, oh, Star Wars did it first. It's like, well, no. Same thing with Alien. Alien was the first to do a lot of stuff that sci-fi horror was doing. And kids these days, man, don't
fucking
understand.
Kids these days. You know, you bring up a great point. Because fucking kids these days.
They don't know which one came first, so they automatically say, oh, this is a ripoff of blank without doing any sort of research.
It's the same thing I feel about Olivia Rodrigo.
Ooh, yeah, go on.
Paramore did it first.
Right?
Yeah,
right? I'm right there with you. Both are bangers, but let's give credit.
Yeah, give my girl Haley Williams credit where credit is fucking due. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was jamming to that on my secretive, like inside like my car without anybody knowing that I was jamming out to some Haley Paramore stuff.
Paramore is dope. I saw them in concert. They're put on a great fucking show.
Man. If I was just a little bit more comfortable in myself, I would have been there, man. I did not have that confidence.
I'm super comfortable in myself. Next up, we got Hellbound coming out also tomorrow. Fuck, I'm gonna be watching TV all day tomorrow.
It's gonna be binging. Binging. Let's go.
It's a good week of bye week. It's a good week.
Hellbound occurs in a fantasy version of Earth wherein supernatural creatures suddenly materialize, drag humans to hell. This is a Korean show. I'm only saying that because I'm looking at the cast list and it is very Korean.
To give some people kind of sounded like a little bit like of an excitement that I saw during the trailer. They also point out this comes from the same team that did the Train to Busan. So if you like that movie,
I got to watch that.
Get hyped.
Speaking of Train to Busan, the American remake of that is called Last Train to New York.
That's whitewash.
Just watch the Korean one. It's better.
I mean, I like the Escape from New York. That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah, but that started as a
That wasn't a Korean movie. That
was not a Korean movie.
Yeah. New York was just
and what was it? Escape from LA was the next one. That was even better, I think.
Yeah,
but I digress.
I think you're thinking no. Yeah. Snake Plissken. Which one came first?
New York.
Escape from New York came first.
Yeah,
New York.
Terrible, so bad. But at the same time,
what's interesting is Kojima has stated that Solid Snake was not named after that character, even though his alias is Iroquois Pliskin.
Right.
So come on, man.
I don't know if I can
also
believe.
Have one eye. Like, I don't believe Kojima. Kojima is on something.
He's not getting sued.
I smell the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the NES cover art of Metal Gear, like the US cover art, I think it's totally ripped off of Escape from New York. It's totally ripped off of it.
That's another game that I need to come back at some point is Metal Gear Solid. But
yeah,
I digress.
Man, so good. We'll cover.
I will watch this. I liked Train to Busan. I like the cover art for this.
Yeah, it looks dope. I honestly, until this show, did not know this was.
Neither did I.
On the radar.
Yeah, the trailer definitely got me. Like, I watched the trailer just before this. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Same kind of concern I have for CGI graphics when it comes to the Wheel of Time, but the same notion of it, like it's definitely more dynamic as far as it comes to like very quickly trying to tell a story. And I didn't even realize it was an alternate like fantasy version of Earth. I just kind of assumed this was just going to be taking place every day. Now, granted, the minute you have anything that happens not in the real world, you can say it's an alternate version, but it looked awesome. Even just like the very cool. Like teaser of this guy was in a lake and all of a sudden just gets dragged by nothing. I got chills just watching that, and immediately I was like, "Yep, okay, I'm going to watch this." So, and I think it's a series. I'm assuming it's a series because why would you not want to elongate this? Because the whole world could be eventually dragged to hell. Why not? That's money, baby. It's money in the bank. But my question is, how many of you guys actually watched this show?
I watched the first episode and could not fucking get into it.
What? My voice can't go any higher than this.
I need to. So for those of you who are listening, we're talking about Foundation. This is the Isaac Asimov show.
Yeah.
Look. I only watched the first episode, and I only watched like 60% of the first episode. I was also like kind of 3 sheets to the wind while I was watching it, and just also coming off of watching.
Was it after an episode of our show? Because
it was. It was after the last episode of our show.
So it was a party here,
and I was half asleep.
Yeah, baby.
No, not the last episode. The episode we did before that. I'm caught up on the show. Dude, honestly, the show is fantastic. I really want to like the show. Talk about it.
All right, here we go. Check it out. It takes place like 10,000 plus years in the future of our Earth. So that's something first off to think about. So not only does it take place not in a galaxy far, far away, a long, long time ago, it takes place in a galaxy close, far, far away from our present, which is very, very cool from the beginning. Next, it takes place in a galaxy where all these different planets are a part of a universal empire that's been basically run by the same exact person for hundreds of years. And what I mean by that is there was one uniting emperor, and when he died, he decided, you know what, we're going to start a legacy of me forever. And they cloned him, and he has now had a continuous clone of him ruling the empire for...
Is that Lee Pace?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's the actor Lee Pace plays the our age appropriate version of Lee Pace. He would be the emperor in the middle. They call him Brother Day. The older they get, they transition to Brother Dusk, and when they're born, they're Brother Dawn, and they are the Empire. These three slowly teach each other or learn from each other over time, and it's kind of this leapfrog through time that they are the Emperor.
I was so fucking confused.
Yeah,
so now you've just made it make sense to me.
No, I got chills when I saw it. I was like, first off, Lee Pace is 6'5" and beast mode.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Fucking beautiful.
Come on. I love him in Pushing Daisies. Anything he does, even as
Thranduil, dude.
Yes, Thranduil.
The Hobbit, Thranduil.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry
Ronan
you lost.
The Accuser.
Sorry you lost, buddy. But
Oh, he's Ronan the Accuser.
Oh,
you're right. Oh, and he was also that one elf in the Hobbits.
Thranduil.
Yes.
Thranduil.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blonde
He is
hair.
a mountain of a man. Look at that.
You know what's funny? The most interaction we've ever had on this show or any of our social accounts is when I put hashtag Lee Pace in it. They loved it. They loved it.
You should just put his. You should just put his hashtag in
I
every
should.
single.
Literally,
tweet
he has no social presence, and people are like fiending for it. They're just waiting to dive into him. But long
Give the
story
people what
short,
they want.
Foundation is named after what happens in the beginning of the show. There is somebody who believes that the Empire will fall, and that we should preserve our knowledge as a people. In something that is going to be called the Foundation, the foundation of all knowledge, and antics ensue. So even in this screenshot we're seeing, it looks like a desolate world. There's this random spire thing in the shot, but it's called Foundation because of the foundation of knowledge. And I promise, if you get past just the idea that there is this leapfrog emperor,
I'm gonna watch
plus, dude, it's sick. It's sick.
I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, I was not in the right mindset to watch it. I'm gonna watch it. It looks good.
Yeah.
Maybe only
Also,
be
I
a little.
love Lee
Maybe
Pace.
just a buzz. Maybe just a buzz. Don't be 3 sheets.
Right.
Yeah. I will tell you this though. I'm definitely pissed off, and I'll be vocal about this. We're going to talk about this company in the next couple of segments here. Apple is doing a terrible job promoting it, and I have no idea why. If you go to Apple TV on any device, unless that algorithm is so specific to me that it has learned nothing about me, I cannot just watch an episode
Because
of
they're too busy
Foundation.
promoting fucking Ted Lasso.
Dude, I get
Ted
more
Lasso's
about
great
the
though.
shrink next
Ted
door
Lasso's great.
than the episode I just watched of Foundation last week.
Yeah.
So that is bizarre. But
unfortunate.
Ted Lasso is also great. I mean, they
I'm
win
actually
the
curious.
awards.
I'm about to. We're gonna
If you
talk.
pull it
I'm
up,
gonna.
try to
I'm
find
gonna.
Triple Dog
I'm
Dare.
gonna try to pull it up on my iPad and see what pops up because I don't have Apple TV. I think I have a free subscription.
They're handing that shit out like
Do
it's
it.
fucking water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Anytime you buy a
see-
new device, you get it for a year. Like
Rum and
anything
Coke,
like,
do it.
Yeah.
I see nothing.
Rum and Coke.
I see nothing
it.
about the Foundation.
Do it.
Popular shows, nothing.
Nothing.
A lot of Ted Lasso. Watch all of Ted Lasso is what.
I bet you
It's
get Will
on.
Ferrell and Paul Rudd as the shrink next door before you get anything about Foundation. Same
Oh
thing
my
with
god!
Invasion.
Wow! As soon as you said that, I scroll Shrink Next Door. Right there.
That's what
Right
makes me
there.
like this show more is that like it's one of those like Firefly sleepers, like Firefly sleep. Like what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard this show Firefly, and then 10 years later, it's the biggest cult classic. So
I love dropping that on sci-fi like fans that just don't even know what time it is. If you haven't seen Firefly, you don't even know.
Yeah.
You have no fucking idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing. That's a
Mike
shame.
Mahaffey says Apple's marketing for the TV shows has been subpar since they write the book on marketing in their tech, which is absolutely true.
facts.
Their,
Facts.
Think Different campaign is one of the most viral marketing campaigns that a company's ever done. I mean, Robin Williams narrated it. Actually, I think Richard Dreyfuss did first.
I
But
can't remember. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. That's facts.
yeah, get it together.
No,
They're
you got it.
they're yeah.
Yeah,
The
just get it together.
the marketing that Apple does for their hardware, it works because you've got a rabid fan base. But TV don't work like that.
No,
And
True.
come on, get it fucking together.
just pull it together.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna watch Foundation. We're gonna talk about it later. I'm gonna watch it. Me and Ernie are gonna talk about it. What do we got up?
I'll watch
I
it.
can't
too.
wait. All right.
Next
Sorry.
up, we got
I'm so hyped about it. 8-bit Christmas. Have you guys seen the
8-Bit
trailer
Christmas.
for this?
In 19... No,
No.
I haven't, but I
I
love
have
Neil
not.
Patrick Harris and David Cross.
Yep. They're
Talk to me
great.
about
Oh man,
In 1980, Chicago
about it,
10-year-old sets out on a quest to get the Christmas gift of his generation, the latest and greatest video game system. Do you guys remember the first console you ever got? For me, it was the
Sega
Nintendo
Genesis.
Entertainment System, the NES.
yep. First for
This
me too.
is all about that.
NES.
Neil Patrick Harris, he's talking to his kid about how 8-bit Christmas was the shiz. He can't even remember the year it came out, and this is literally like How I Met Your Mother, but all about how I met the NES. And I'm so pumped about
Oh,
it.
that's great.
It's
How
so
I met
good.
the NES.
Yeah, dude. Like
Oh, let's
she's
get
like,
that
that really
tattoo."
happened. He was like, yeah, it was the '80s. Shit got real. Like the way he just talks about like the antics that ensue, and it's funny because What year did the NES come out? He doesn't even remember. I don't remember. I believe it was 19...
I think it's 87, 89.
87, 88. Even in the trailer,
It
like,
must have been.
and they go late 80s. They're just like
83.
Just blanket. Really, 83?
It's there like it couldn't have been 83.
The 85. The Famicom and launched in Japan in 83.
There you go.
NES launched in 85.
So the whole trailer, which granted, they try to give you everything you want, which is everything I live for, because I remember in my childhood, like every Christmas Eve, my cousin would come over and we would try to beat the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade 2 on the NES.
Yeah.
Never would, but that was like our holiday tradition. So like this is really close to home for me, and anything that goes in the 80s with NES, I'm right there for it. And of course, MPH. Even the parents in this movie are fantastic. Steve Zahn is the dad. And then, June Diane Raphael, fantastic. David Cross is in this. I can't wait.
Oh, June Diane Raphael. She's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. She's so damn funny.
Her husband is, I believe, Paul Scheer.
Oh, yeah, June. Okay.
What show is June in?
What is she?
She in Grace and Frankie? She plays the daughter, one of the daughters in Grace and Frankie.
That sounds right. That
has a drink.
She's in that, also the podcast, How Did That Get Made, right?
She is in Grace and Frankie. Yeah.
She was in Grace and Frankie.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's funny as shit.
Yeah, so like all you have to do is tell me those people are in it. I'm gonna watch it regardless, but I'm really pumped about
I'm excited.
This.
I'm gonna watch
it comes
that.
out the 24th, the same day as Hawkeye. So
yeah, fucking hell, dude.
Happy Thanksgiving.
There's so much
everybody.
shit coming out.
I know. So ridiculous.
So
I'll be watching
the next thing that we're going to talk about is another space show that I don't know anything about. Like, I've never watched The Expanse.
Same here, brother.
I'm really behind on television, Ernie. Okay, there's so much going on in my
you're
life.
fine.
Okay?
You're fine. All I've got is time, and that's
it's
on
the
me.
golden age
of
of television. It's impossible to keep up. It's impossible.
So The Expanse.
For every show you love, there are 3 you should be watching. And we'll get lambasted for it. Expanse is one of them for me too.
Foundation
I have not
in the
seen
future. The Expanse in the future, but closer to home. So I'll give you the plot synopsis of just in general.
Yep.
So hundreds of years in the future, the solar system has been colonized by humanity. Solar system, not galaxy. So we're a little bit closer to home. This is the precursor, if you want, to Foundation. Not really. The 3 largest powers are the United Nations of Earth and Luna, the Martian Congressional Republic of Mars, and the Outer Planets Alliance, a loose confederation of the asteroid belt and the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. So what's great about this show is, long story short, Earth and Mars, they're like basically the big mega powers. In the middle is that asteroid belt that separates us from Mars. This is just facts.
Right.
But what's kind of cool is the Expanse is all about, the fucking everything else that's in between those things, right? And this show takes place in a kind of a world where there are spaceships and people can get on, they work whether they're in an asteroid, mining things or whatever. But The Expanse follows this team we're seeing here on our screen that they basically are this ragtag team of people who kind of found each other. And they have different backgrounds, whether they're part of the Mars military or they're from Earth or whatever. But the best part about it is this little bit of extra. So any sci-fi show that's worth its salt has something that's a little bit next gen that you don't understand, right? This one being they have created a molecule that may or may not create monsters or super beings or infect all of humanity or not. And then you get these extra layers of political things that happen. If you haven't watched it, I think this is the 6th season. There's a shit ton, and the graphics are fantastic.
Yeah,
dude, it's big enough that it went from, I believe it was USAA. It went from several networks, so it got enough cult following that people have picked it up after the fact. And even the guy, I don't know if you guys remember the first time you ever saw Sebastian Stan. I do, and it was in the movie called The Covenant, where these men had witch powers.
That's the first movie I ever saw him too.
And Sebastian Stan was across the guy from the goatee as the main character of the movie. And a bunch of other famous actors and actresses are in it, including our guy from how was the movie? Oh Jesus,
John Carter's in it.
Yes, John Carter of Mars is in it. Is like another dude.
John Carter's in it. Yeah.
So like when it comes to people
what
that
a
are like, where do I know
fucking
him
sweet
from?
movie.
The Covenant, that guy in the center there, fantastic. So if you get bored and you're like,
He
you know
says,
what?
"I'm gonna
I need a
make you
little
my
something,
Weeotch."
Yes. That's how old that movie is.
I fucking
When
love
Weeotch was
I
a
love the fucking
weirdly
Covenant.
socially acceptable term. So enjoy that if you
So
haven't.
it's a final season. So they have. I know nothing about The Expanse except that I need to watch it, and I've been uninvited to parties because of that.
What?
The final season of The Expanse implies that they had an ending and they knew what they were building up to. Like, it's popular, so it's good that they're not trying to squeeze every drop out of this plot. They're putting this is the final season,
Right.
For plot reasons, not because they've jumped sharks and stuff.
That is definitely my understanding. Every episode or every season I've watched, I've gone through 4. I have not watched the 5th one. I'm a binger. Let's be real. Hashtag America. But I like to watch things as like in a big
Baconator, let's go.
swath. Yeah, exactly. You're not giving pieces of bacon. Bacon-ator. The whole thing.
Bacon-ator.
But no, what I'm saying is the reason I think that this is kind of coming to a conclusive end versus like we don't care anymore is every season, even that 4th one after there was a transition to a different network, there was thought put into it. There was value put into the production and things like that. So it's not like, there's no reason to kind of half-ass it. Like look at Doctor Who, right? I'm a big fan, even with the weird, goofy set pieces. Expanse is definitely not holding back on the money. And if I'm being honest, Sci-Fi, who makes this show now, they know they're getting that money worth. Like they put out Chucky. They've got now that obviously the final season of The Expanse. I think it just now finally hits the conclusion of this storyline, and maybe something else picks up later, and it's a different world in this. But for now, I'm enjoying the shit out of it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's
Is
watch
there
it.
an easy way to stream it before we move on? Because I don't know about Sci-Fi.
On Hulu?
I don't know if it's on Hulu. It used to be on Netflix. It's gone now. So I think Sci-Fi, is that on Paramount Plus?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. At least the first couple of seasons. All right.
Yep.
There's a lot of homework.
Yeah, I mean,
Next
it's
up,
worth
guys.
it. It's worth it.